Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to sew a ruched one shoulder dress step by step. This tutorial is beginner friendly and easy to follow. Before we start, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, share with your friends and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. So let's get started. In this tutorial your pattern should be on fold and we'll be starting from the back pattern. So to start with this pattern, you mark out your origin line, which is this line that I'm marking. It can be anything, just mark out your origin line like this. So from this origin line, we'll come down by 3 cm, which is our net value. So from that 3 cm, we come down by 3 cm for the shoulder line. So without wasting much time, let me just mark. This is the shoulder line. This is the neckline, and this is the origin. Just this way there. So for this, to get the bust height and the bust point is 8.5 inches. So from this bust point, we'll go up by 2 cm to get the bust height. So you measure from this part to this part. You measure from the starting point, which is the origin, to the place that you mark out your 2 cm. So it gave us, what we have here is 7.5. You mark out 7.7 inches. So you mark, connect both points together. So this will serve as your bust height. You mark it. So this is our bust height. So to get our waistline, you'll be measuring from your neck to your waist. The shoulder to waist that I'll be making use of is 15 inches. So I will mark 15 inches. I'll come here too and mark 15 inches. And I'll connect the points together. So to get my back width is 14. The back width I'll be making use of is 14, and 14 divided by 2 will give you 7. You mark it here. On the bust height line, you mark your 7 inches. You go to the shoulder line, you mark 7 inches, then you connect both points together. So the next thing to do is to get the neck value, the neck width. The neck width that I'm making use of is 7.2 cm. How to get your neck width? You divide your fitted bust by 8. You plus 3 cm and divide it by 2. Whatever it gives you, that is your neck width. So the neck width I'm working with is 7.2 cm. I mark 7.2 cm. Mark the same at your origin line. So from this point, you go upward by 2 cm. Then bring your master pattern. Then you connect like this. You see the way I'm connecting it. So now, to get the to mark out the shoulder line I'm making use of, the shoulder is 5 inches. So you put your tape like this. Mark out and connect both points together. So from this point to this point, you divide it by 2. It's giving me whatever I give you. After dividing it by 2, you mark the midpoint. Divide what you have from here, then mark the midpoint, then come down by 3 cm. You can see we come down by 3 cm. So from this point, we are going to calculate now to get our armhole extension. And our armhole extension is, you are dividing your fitted bust by 8, then plus 3 cm, then plus 0.5 cm, sorry, then plus 0.5 to it, then divide it by 2. That is what will give you this. So mine is 11.9. 11.9. So that's 11.9. When you divide it by 2, you get your armhole extension for the back. So you connect this point and this point together. So after that, you come to the waistline. Divide your waist measurements, your waist circumference by 4. So whatever it gives you, you input it. You connect from here to this point. Connect both points together. So your basic pattern is ready for the back. Remember, I told you that this pattern is a dartless pattern. We don't need that for this pattern. So after marking that, I extended the shoulder line to, so that I can be able to increase the shoulder because of the ruche at the shoulder. Do you understand? So I'm going to be coming out by 1.5 inches. So I'm going to be coming out by 1.5 inches. Then I will connect it back to the armhole, because let's do this. You connect the 2 points together. So that will be all. So we are going to cut out this pattern. this is the front pattern. Remember I told you that the front and back pattern should be on fold, so you mark. So this will be the midpoint, so you mark your origin line like this. So after marking your origin line, to get, the next thing to do is your bust height. Remember our bust height is 7.7 earlier, so you mark it. This is our bust height, you mark it. And connect both points together. So after that, the next thing we'll be marking is our waist measurements. So from the origin line down to our waist measurement. Then connect both points together. So the next thing to do is to get your neck width and your neck depth. Remember, our neck width for the back is 7.2 cm. So that 7.2 cm minus 0.5, that will be your neck width for the front. So by the time I minus 0.5 from 7.2 cm, it will give us 6.7 cm, your mark. Then connect both lines together. So to get the neck depth for the front, you add 1 cm to the 6.7 that you got. So it will be giving us 7.7 cm. You mark it out. This is 7.7 and this is 7.7 cm. So you connect those points together. After that, the next thing we are looking for now is our shoulder line. So from the midpoint of the neck, you go inward by 16 cm. From the midpoint, you go inward by 16 cm. So that's from that 16 cm, you will come down by 4 cm. Then connect both points together. That will be our shoulder line for the front. So after that, the next thing to get, we measure what you have from here to here to get our chest line. This is 12 cm. So that's 12 cm divided by 3. Whatever you have, after dividing it by 3, that will be your chest line. So after that, the next thing to do is to get your chest line divided by 2. Your chest width divided by 2. The chest width I'm working with is 14. 14 divided by 2 will give you 7. So you mark.
So to get the block for this front, you are going to divide your bust. You are going to convert your fitted bust. You divide it by 20, then times it by 4. Whatever it gives you, you mark it. Whatever it gives me here, that is what I'm marking as. My fitted bust divided by 20 times 4. That is what I'm marking as now. Let's point to mark it itself. .2. So that is it. So from that point we come out by 6 cm for the armhole extension. So after that, remember our shoulder is 5, so you mark your shoulder this point 5, then you connect everything like this. Can you see that you connect everything together? So at this point, remember our shoulder for the back, our waist, divide what you have, your waist circumference by 4. Whatever it gives you, that is what you are imputing here. Remember I told you that this body is going to be dartless. We don't need that for this pattern. So I'll be marking out my waist circumference divided by 4. So I'll connect these two lines together. Use your curve and mark it out like this. So that is all for the front pattern. So at the back we came out by 1.5 inches. So I'll be repeating same thing here because of the ruche at the shoulder. I told you, so that I don't want too much, I don't want that bulkiness around the shoulder. I want it to still lay very flat and also have a little bit of ruche at the side. So I'll just come out by 1.5 inches, then I will connect it back to the armhole. I think that's all for this pattern. So we cut it out. So this is the front. Don't forget. So after cutting the front and back pattern, the next thing we are going to do is to face the two pattern like this. The back should be under and the front should be on top like this, wrong side facing each other. So I want that's make sure they are equal. So I want the one shoulder to be by this side. So I'll be cutting out this part. So the next thing you're going to do, after placing both of them together, like this, then you mark it out. Then you take your French curve, then mark from this point to the other points. see how I cut it. So the next thing to do is to cut it out like this. So you remember when I was drafting this pattern, I added 1.5 inches. That was because of the gathers around the shoulder area. So now I'll be coming down from this armhole by 1 inches so that it will be able to balance properly. So mark out 1 inch from this point, and the other one to mark out 1 inch. Mark out 1 inch, then connect it back to the armhole like this. Then cut it out. So, and that's it for the back. So this one too, we're going to connect it this way. And we cut it out. So after that, the next thing we are doing for this back, we are going to cut out the back into two. Make sure you cut out this back into two. So we cut it on the fabric, and on the fabric we are going to be measuring. When placing it on the fabric, it will be the wrong side facing the right side of the fabric facing the wrong side of the pattern. So you are placing it like this, and you are adding half of an inch all round like this. So because of the gathers at this place, you're going to be adding 1 inch only at this point. At the shoulder points, you are coming out by 1 inch only. You are only coming out at this shoulder point by 1 inch. Then the rest part will be half inch, half inch, half inch, half of an inch all round. And that's all for the front. Same thing you'll be doing for the back. After cutting it out into two, you are cutting a separate part of this. Then you're adding 1 inch here, and the rest parts will be half of an inch. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I will go and cut it and come and show you how it looks like. So to cut out the flare, I'll be cutting half of a circle, and the formula for calculating half of a circle is 3.1. Your waist measurement divided by 3.1. So in this case, I'll be adding 2 inches because I want the both sides to have seam allowance of 1 inch. So 2 inches plus 27 will give us 29, and 29 divided by 3.1 will give us 9.25. So we are going to measure 9.25 this way. Like this, as you see me doing. So you'll be connecting it like this. So from this point, from the waist to the length for this gown, the length I'll be using is 35. That is including both the sewing allowance and the length. So from this part, you measure 35 inches from this point downward. So this is 35 inches. This is 35 inches. This is 35 inches. Be careful so you don't do mistake. So I've gone ahead to cut out the back piece off camera because the video is already so long. So what I did here was I added extra 2 inches for the zipper allowance. I added extra 2 inches to the zipper allowance, and plus the other 2 inches I added for the side seam allowance. Earlier it was 29 inches after adding the side seam allowance, so I added extra 2 inches, making it 31. That 31 I divided it by 3.1, so that is how I got the measurement from here to here, which is 10. So it was 31 divided by 3.1 is 10, so I divided, so that was how I got this. Then from this part I measured out the length for the flare. So that is all for this back piece, so I'll be cutting it out. So after cutting it out, I've already slashed the other parts open because one side is going to be for the zipper and the other part is going to be for the side. So that is all for the back piece. So I've gone ahead and cut all the pattern together. So this is how I explained earlier on how to cut out the front pattern. The wrong side of the pattern facing the right side of your fabric. So by the sides I added 1 inch allowance, 1 inch seam allowance, and for the shoulder, remember that I said that I'll be adding 1 inch because of the gathers by the shoulder. So after doing that, after joining the shoulder, I'll be folding it like this and joining it with 0.25. I'll show you later on how to go about that. But after that, all you're going to do is just use your bias tape, your bias, to turn the neckline from this point to this point. You're turning it with a bias. So this is the back part also. So this is it. You're also going to turn all of them like this with a bias. So after cutting it this way, you are going to cut the right side of the pattern facing the wrong side of the fabric. So that's how you're going to cut it on the 2 sides. So after that, you're going to turn all of them with a bias. So this is how it's going to look like after cutting it. This is how it's going to look like. This is going to be like this. You can see that the back is facing the back also. And the wrong side is facing the wrong side and the right side like that. So that's how you're going to do it. You turn everything like this with a bias. So after that, this is what I went ahead to do for the front piece of the flare. So the flare is going to come like this. Like this. So from the waistline, from this side, you're going to come in by 1.5 inches. Then you measure 1 inch. Then divide it by 2. That was how I got this mark that I did, how I marked it out. So after that, what you're going to do is you're going to cut a straight piece like this, then you place it on the fabric on the front like this. That's how you're going to place it. Then you're going to be folding with 0.2.5 like this, 0.2.5 all the way like that. Then you come to this part too. You're going to measure the same 0.2.5, and you sew like that downward. You're going to face it like this on the fabric. This is the fabric. You're going to place it like this. This is 1.5. This is 1.5. You can go ahead and cut 2 inch, but I use 1.5 on my own. So I'll be folding just a little part of the fabric like this inward. Then I will sew all around. So after sewing it, I will show you how it looked like. And I also went ahead and cut 1 inch strip like this, so that I'll be using it for the shoulder. This is for the shoulder. So after joining it from the shoulder, after joining it, this is what I'll be using as the strip for the shoulder part. So I went ahead and also cut a long strip for this ruche, at the flare part. So I'll be sewing that also, then I'll be fixing it through this part. I'll be fixing it around this area, I'll be fixing it there. So this is very long, so I'll be cutting this into two. So I'll put one the other side and put one for the other side, and that will be all. So I've gone ahead to join all the pieces together, and this is how it came out. You can see the back as it's laying so flat and so neat. Look at it. And this is the strip that I cutted previously from the shoulder. You can see how it came out. So I already explained how you're going to fix the strips. So look at the front part, and this is the front part. This is the front part. See how beautiful it is. So this is the drum, the strip that I cutted earlier for this part, and it can be worn in two ways. If you don't want to have the ruche, you can straighten it up like this, and it's going to be like this. You can see the way it's looking very beautiful, very beautiful. You can see very beautiful. But if you want it to still have the ruche, you can, and you draw it. You see the way I'm doing it. You draw, and you draw, and you draw, and you draw, and you tie it up like this. You tie it up this way, so you see how it's looking, right? So this is it. This is it. This is it. See the way it's laying flat. You can see the shoulder. You can see. You can see it. So that's how beautiful it sits. So I think that is all for this tutorial.
And that's it for today's tutorial. Our ruched one shoulder dress is complete. I hope you found this tutorial helpful and easy to follow. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post a new sewing tutorial. Also, feel free to leave a comment below if you have any question or video suggestion. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye.